Hello and welcome back to LCS's Pros 2026. We got the name back. I got Fudge, Gryffinn, and APA. I have a lot to talk about. Technically, I have an outline of things that we need to touch on for the podcast, but I feel like I'm just going to ask you what I want to ask you.
Wing it, bro.
We do have to start, though, with the draw that just happened, which you were all a part of.
Two enemies right here.
And so the draw was just hard random because the lock-in format is 3 rounds of Swiss to start. Best of 3 Swiss. But Flyquest, Shopify Rebellion, Gryffinn, as the newest player to the LCS on this panel, how do you feel about playing against this old veteran Fudge?
Oh yeah, no.
Old man. That is the first time someone's called me old.
Old and
I'm 23.
I mean, you're pushing 30.
Dude, you're so young.
Wait, you're
still.
23?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Well, he went to Worlds at like 17.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why it feels like
Yeah, I'm an old guy now, yeah.
Dude, you're still 23?
Yeah, I'm 23. I'm young, man.
Yeah.
Old and
You could play for
old
10
man.
more
How old are you,
years.
bro?
23.
Oh, you're 23?
Wait, you guys are the same age?
Damn, bro.
Damn, bro. You're looking good at 23, actually.
Thank you.
You're
Appreciate
supposed to look old at 23?
Yeah, I
Are
thought
you
you
saying?
look older.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Wait, how old are you?
I'm
30?
I'm 38.
that. Damn, you look good for 38. What the hell?
You actually do look
Dude,
good.
that's
for 30.
crazy.
Yeah. I played in 2011, but I was already like 24 when I played. So I was
wow.
like your age when I started.
You were
being-
uncle already then.
So I was. That's why I was out right away. I was like, I can't do this for longer. On the topic, though, how do you feel playing against Fudge?
Oh, no. I mean, I'm pretty happy. Yeah, I think the draw, I think Shopify should be easy. So, yeah.
Why do you think they should be easy? Didn't they? They were in the LTA championship last year.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're completely Mickey Mouse. They lost to Red, pretty sure. Yeah, they lost to Red. And I don't know. I haven't watched too much of their footage, but I remember scrimming them once, and I thought they were pretty Mickey Mouse as well.
I mean, when you also have to lose to red to not make it
Yeah,
back.
I swear he also lost
We lost to
red.
Red?
Didn't you play in? You didn't make it to top 3.
But I thought we should have won to Red. They got stopped harder than we did to Red.
We've been won to game 5, but okay.
Do you feel like you should have won against Red
No,
too?
but
I mean, we should have won.
Nah, they got cooked. Game 4, 5, they got mega cooked. I remember seeing that. I'm like, yeah.
I mean, I don't remember the games. I wiped that shit from my memory. Sorry for swearing.
But I'm pretty sure on the Loud team, I would have beaten Shopify. So
Okay.
I'm feeling the same on this team so far.
My God, have you scrimmed yet?
So speaking of that,
That's a great question.
So that's a great question. So we started scrims yesterday, but we didn't. Or no, 2 days ago.
Okay.
But we didn't have Gakkos.
Okay.
But
So fake trims. Nice.
no fake scrims. But we had Zamudo
You had
subbing in.
4/5 to your
Yeah,
team.
4/5 of the team, and
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. No, I'm feeling pretty comfortable. Obviously, we scrimmed the Mickey Mouse team, but I'm feeling pretty confident. At our floor, because I remember playing on Loud. Our floor or first day felt pretty bad.
Yeah.
I think every team's first day feels pretty bad, so it felt pretty smooth for being our first day together. Obviously, now we'll have Gakkos, and tomorrow we'll start scrims with Gakkos. But I'm feeling pretty confident because I don't think, feeling pretty confident.
Damn. You're starting
Starting off strong, huh?
Yeah.
Starting off
Hey, Fudge,
strong.
how
2
have your
days of
scrims been going?
scrims and your
How have your
opponent's Mickey
scrims
Mouse.
been going, Fudge?
I knew this guy would ask me about how our scrims have been going because our first 2 days were against C9 and obviously we got stomped.
Do you have everyone scrimming or
No. Zinie is not in. We've been using Insanity in mid lane.
Yeah.
He's actually doing pretty well. Honestly, I would say we lost scrims not because of him, but because of the other players more so, funnily enough. So,
He's on his best behavior.
but I think we're obviously getting back into the groove of things. First 2 days, we weren't really I don't think we were super. A lot of us were super grinding solo queue in the break between Korea and the past 2 days.
Because you did a boot camp in Korea.
Yeah, we did a boot camp and with Lyon, TLC9, all in Korea. We were scrimming a bunch of them. We improved a lot during that boot camp, and we got some time with Zinie.
Yeah.
Obviously, scrimming with him. But yeah, the scrims the past 2 days have not been so well. I think honestly, today was a little bit better. We did scrim a little bit today. And we're just improving, we're getting back to the groove of things.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
We're going to come back to Zinie, but I want to make sure that everyone's included because you've been here early and I want to hear from you. You've been in Korea to play a tournament as well on
Kespa
C9.
Cup.
Yeah, you're in Kespa Cup. But how have your scrims and time on C9 been going so far?
I mean, honestly, so far, pretty good.
Yeah.
Even when we were in Korea, we didn't get to scrim the best teams just because, the best teams weren't scrimming. At least for Kespa Cup level. But when we did scrim the other Korean Kespa Cup teams, we did pretty well. And we got 5th place in Kespa, which isn't insane or anything, but it's better than what TL did
Yeah. Is that
Of course, that's important to him.
Yeah. How
Yeah,
important was that for
gotta
you?
keep that important. And then since we got back, we've only been scrimming for like a little bit less than a week now. But like it feels like what Gryffinn was saying, like our floor is pretty high.
Yeah.
And like we're starting to discuss like more, in my opinion, like advanced concepts that like sometimes it's hard to talk about when a game is just like purely random in scrims, you know,
Yeah.
like top lane's 10-0, bot lane's 0-10, and like I'm minting or I'm smurfing or whatever. But like right now the games feel at least somewhat controlled from
Yeah.
our end, assuming we make it controlled, and then like we're able to talk about things and actually have productive reviews right now.
Yeah. I feel like you're growing out your beard a little bit too.
Yeah, a little bit.
He has. Yeah,
like
I've
it.
noticed that. It's
Yeah,
nice. It's nice. It looks
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I've been growing it for like 3 months or so now. It's
That's
pretty
nice.
nice. I'm gonna get the Zazel beard eventually.
Really? Is that the goal?
That's a goal. So if Zazel's watching this, I need some tips from him.
I hope you can give me an honest answer to this, but it's fine if you can't. After 2024 on TL, going into 2025, your expectations then versus your expectations now on C9. Like, what year are you expecting to be better, and why?
I think less, to be honest, just because I thought as like my TL roster in
Lower
2024
expectations now.
were lower expectations now than last year, because my 2024 year, in my opinion, was really good, like really high. And then going into 2025, you know, we're keeping the same roster. We're all like same teammates, same coaches, same everything. I thought we were just going to smash everyone. And then, of course, we fell apart and got 6th place, lost to these guys.
What is that supposed to be?
That's a good thing, man. Like, it's kind of it to be expected. Shopify is really good.
Shopify's really good. In pick and play, they always were first pick.
So, like,
Yeah.
yeah. But, like, I don't think my expectations here on C9 are low. It's literally just, like, I was thinking about, like, winning best of series versus,
Sure.
like, Korean or Chinese teams and, like, MSI or Worlds or whatever it is. And then now I'm just, like, I don't even want to call it humble, because it's not even going to be a humble take. But it's like, no, I just want to focus on winning the LCS again and then moving on from there.
Yeah. I want to kind of hear from everyone. Have you guys done like expectation setting as a team, or is it kind of, it's just too early for that? Are you just like getting together and knowing each other, or do you have like goals for the year? Because you're just saying like you want to get back to winning LCS again. I was talking with some other people about C9. They've kind of, C9 as a team, even though this is your first year on the team, is kind of flipped in what their expectations are. They used to be that they were, and you were on C9 too when they were like clutch. They used to be the team that didn't dominate the regular season and then like was good at Worlds. And now the last like 3 years, it's been the opposite where, wow, they're so good in the regular season,
like,
but they're always
flop.
choking.
Yeah.
So has that changed the energy that you've noticed so far?
Personally, I'm only speaking for myself here. Like,
Yeah,
I haven't actually had a team discussion where it's like, what do we want to like actually accomplish this year? I'm not sure if we even will, to be completely honest. But like, I know like just speaking to everyone just as like a teammate, everyone just has a chip on their shoulder. You know, like in my opinion, C9 was like a top 2 team last year. Didn't make Worlds, didn't make MSI, didn't make First End. That probably feels pretty shit to be a top 2 team and not make any of those tournaments.
Absolutely.
So they all just have like a little chip on their shoulder. And like, honestly, same thing for me. Like last year, like I was talking about earlier, like my expectations were like trying to take series off of international teams and then not even making those said internationals, like pisses me off.
Yeah,
Just no other way to put it.
for sure.
So like, I'm sure everyone's like, at least from my point of view, just looking at what's ahead of us, which is currently TL, but like the league itself.
Oh yeah, I didn't read out all the matchups.
Oh,
Bad hosting. C9 TL, first matchup. That's awesome because you're playing TL immediately.
it's a banger first match.
Yeah, that's incredible. Then Sentinels, DSG, I feel like they're both happy about that draw. And then Lyon Dig, which is interesting because I'm really interested about Inspired and how that team works out. But Gryffinn, what about your expectations, man? Because I'm just backing up a bit. You lived in Korea. When did you move to Korea? Were you 17?
16, so about
That's crazy.
like 2.5 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, and you lived in Korea for how long?
Like two years.
Then you lived in Brazil for your to play in LTA North.
Yeah, or South, yeah.
Sorry, yeah. Could have been North if you were in playoffs, but
Good one. I like that one.
and now you're in the LCS. That feels like a really crazy journey. Like you just started earlier than so many people do, but like, what are your expectations now that you're in the LCS on Flyquest, who's an org who's done really, really well, but they've gone with this super, super young roster now where you're 19 and you're like the middle age on the team?
Yeah, like I'm third.
Yeah, because Gatgos and Crydron are both 18, which is crazy. What are your expectations like, and how does it feel to be in the LCS?
No, I mean, for me, in terms of my expectations, is like, I think like I learned a lot the last like few years. I kind of felt like I matured a lot as a player. And like before, I was pretty emotional and like kind of sporadic and like sometimes impulsive.
Okay.
So like moving into next year, obviously everyone's expectation, or like everyone wants to win, right? That's like a given. But moving into next year, I just want to have fun, and compete. And obviously, my biggest goal is to go to like as many international events possible.
Okay.
I feel like I haven't gone to any internationals. That's gonna be great, right? So that's my first goal is just to go as many internationals next year, and the second is just to like have fun and be like a good teammate and work hard. Like try to be like have the team environment to be like as best as possible. Yeah. Like try harding as much as possible, because a difference I noticed actually from like Korea and Brazil is like Korea is like so try hard. The schedule is a lot stricter. Everyone's like feels really brotherhoodly. In Brazil, it was like less like that, because like it's basically like you could play scrims and you could technically leave afterwards, which I kind of didn't like too much. But I actually still had like 2 Koreans on the team, and like just Koreans, like we kind of would stick a lot together.
Just stuck around.
Yeah. So I kind of want to have like that type of environment where everyone is like happy, having fun, and I feel like obviously the expectations for our roster isn't high. I'm not going to be,
I don't think it's like low.
I don't think it's low either, but it's not like last, but
yeah,
not like
Monster and Quad.
Yeah. There's
not,
like
not
an
like
interesting
championship winning, but I do think like, honestly, I really had a good impression on our first day of scrims, so
Nice.
I kind of have confidence for that.
Yeah.
But I know like the general sentiment is like the expectations aren't the highest, like to go to Worlds, or not to go to Worlds, but like to win the league in general.
Yeah.
But my personal goal is just to make sure the team environment is like fun. Another thing too, actually, of learning I kind of take is like Quad is like obviously a foreigner.
Yeah.
And I was like that foreigner when I was in Korea, and I felt like it is hard to be a foreigner, and it felt like last year maybe like Quad was sad at times. So I just want to make sure Quad is always like in a good state. That's like a personal goal, just because
awesome.
like now I feel like he's in my shoes that I was a few years prior. But yeah, my expectations, I kind of want to just make as many international events, have a good team environment, and like have a like comfortable environment. Everyone's having fun and be a good teammate, I guess. Yeah.
I feel like the expectations for Flyquest is everyone is like, you're definitely not the bottom. There's actually, I've noticed a lot of excitement about the Flyquest roster. I feel like the team has done a really good job of giving you goals that you're able to accomplish, if that makes sense. Like with the rebuild of all the young players that are exciting, it's like, I think the fans are currently giving you the right to make a few mistakes. Whereas if Flyquest had just ran back, if somehow they managed to run back everyone from last year, it's like, okay, they need to win. They won 80% of their games last year. They have to win 85% of their games. And it's like this impossible goal. Whereas now I feel like you can make some mistakes. So I like the attitude that you have. That's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think in general, it's like obviously we're a roster that will take time to build, right?
You're so young. I mean, the only concern I have is I know a lot of times support jungle synergy is really important, and like the structure of the pro game can be like difficult to adapt to, and like the combined age is 37. Like it just feels like that's going to be the hardest thing. But I'm wondering, like, because of your time in Korea and because of your time, like you've already been like chasing pro for 3 years, do you feel much more experienced than a normal 19-year-old jungler would be?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to say because I only have a split in tier 1, obviously.
Yeah.
But for me personally, I do think that, again, we only had 1 day of scrims, but I do think like my level
off this 1 day.
I do think well, haven't worked with the team that much, but I already played a split in tier 1, and I actually felt like I learned like the most. Like I learned a lot. First split.
One thing I'm trying to do this year, and this is more of a personal goal, is I'm trying to quantify more of what we say, or like what I say. So if I say a player's good, I want to say why they're good. So like, what did you learn in split 1?
Okay, so I felt like when I played in Korea, I don't think I learned too much in Korea actually.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah. Maybe because of coaching staff, maybe because of like just general like lower level. But tier 3, I felt like in Korea was more like just mechanics.
Okay.
Not much brain, but like a little bit of brain, but like not too much team play. Yeah. I feel like when I first had my first split in Brazil, I learned a lot more about like jungle support, how to play slower, because like before I was too used to playing like quick quick and quick rewards, quick payoff. I feel like now in tier 1, you have to play a lot slower. Like you can recycle pressure. You don't have to force immediately, and you can kind of reap small wins, and they'll pile up, right? But I think the biggest things I learned is setups, and how jungle support, how I view jungle support, how I want to play with jungle support with priority or vision, or them covering and me just clearing and stuff like this. So I feel like my first play in tier 1 in Brazil, I actually learned significantly more than I did in Korea. I think it also has to do with a lot of things there's less of a language barrier, so I can talk more to my teammates. And I'm someone that likes to kind of talk a lot, kind of argue a lot.
Sure.
And being in Loud, I did have I like my coach personally, and I liked my support, so I felt I learned a lot from just seeing how they view the game and how I view differently, and how my new point of views combat versus the veterans' point of views. But I feel I got a general grasp. Obviously, I'm still really inexperienced, but I feel I got a decent grasp of how I want to play the map. Yeah. So it's just all about seeing if it's good enough, or if I need to keep working on how I perceive the game. But yeah,
that's awesome. Okay, Fudge, how are you going to take advantage of what he just said? No, I want to talk about you. We just spent a long time, so you've been very patient.
Go ahead, man. I'm listening. I'm excited. I'm excited for Gryffinn. He seems very excited. It sounds fun.
I'm excited for Gryffinn too.
Yeah,
actually.
it sounds really fun. He's animated as hell. He's moving the whole couch. Bro. I'm like, it feels like an earthquake in this couch. But he's excited. I like it.
You're gonna get seasickness, man, over there.
Yeah. Shopify last year. I told you we were going to talk about last year.
Yes, sir.
You guys annoyed me so much, as a caster, because you lost all of your games. When I did the stats poll where I just took all of the LTA North versus LTA North games from across the year, so just get a larger sample size, because we had 3 splits in weird formats, and you guys had a 40% win rate.
Yeah.
Another stat that I found that I shared with DeMonte, and apparently he told you, is I don't remember the exact order, but Contracts, Fudge, Palafox, and Seos were 1, 2, 3, 4 in the league in deaths.
Yeah, we make plays together. We die together as a team,
But you guys were, by the end of it, top 3.
Yeah,
you were top 3 even in split 2, I believe, in playoffs.
Yeah, I think we were top 3.
Yeah, absolutely. And then
you guys beat me.
Yeah,
do I remember?
So it's weird, because when I was looking at all the numbers, I could post them later. They're on my phone. They're not too important. The silly stats we have, time with a major lead, time with a major deficit, total kills and deaths, win percentage. You're 3rd or 2nd worst in every single stat.
Yeah.
But it probably doesn't. Did it feel like that was the year, or did it feel like it was the year where you finished 3rd? I'm wondering.
No, it definitely feels like the year we finished 3rd. For sure.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't feel like
because you learned and improved throughout the year.
Right. And obviously we won the important games, right?
Yes.
That was that's all that really matters, is you win the important games. At the end of the day, you'll have the opportunity. You just don't want to lose every single game so you don't make playoffs, right? Yeah, I mean, you guys were talking about expectations, obviously.
Yeah.
Now it feels before it was Shopify was the bottom team, right? Before last year. It was Shopify is just a 6th to 8th team. So our expectations weren't super high on our team last year of if we make playoffs, we see what we can do in playoffs and stuff.
Right.
Now that we, obviously came top 3, it feels if we don't win, we're going to be unhappy.
The whole
we just have
best
to win.
Team.
Yeah. That's if we don't win, it's we raise the standard now.
Sure.
We came top 3, and it feels if you don't win now, it's kind of it's going to be a huge letdown, right?
Yeah.
So our expectations are to win, and everyone's definitely way more driven to win now, I think, because we got a taste of how it could feel to win. We got a taste of possibly being able to beat the best team. You know, and then now it's we can actually do this. And we actually believe we can do this. We actually believe we can be the best team. Everyone's getting more emotional. Everyone's getting more upset when we make mistakes. Everyone's holding themselves to higher standards. So I think we still need work. We're not the best team right now, I think, but we have a lot of drive now, and I like it. The energy is a lot more intense, I would say, which is fun.
I feel you guys almost have a clutch factor too, because that's what I was feeling in playoffs. Every time we would face you guys, it was hard to beat you guys, because Like even if we'd get, an insurmountable world lead, he would like cheese in somewhere in a bush, get a quadra kill, get Baron, and then with the way bounties works, it's like suddenly you're back in the game.
Yeah.
And I feel like that happens so often versus you guys, like especially later on into the year.
I think contracts is a big part of that as well. I think he's like really good at making the funny plays, obviously, that you need as a team. And sometimes he looks like he's in thing, and sometimes he makes the best play. Kind of reminds me of Blabber a little bit when I used to play with him, to be honest, in that way. So yeah, I think we have a good shot this year. We need a lot of work. We're not good enough right now, but we have a lot of drive, so that's what I'm happy about.
Yeah, I need to tell people, because I know this is going to release on like the 15th. We're doing this on Monday the 12th. So for the people that are like, why did Flyquest start scrims so late? It's like they technically started like 3 or 4 days earlier than people are going to think. I want to hear about Zinie, because I didn't watch LCK Challengers, but several people have told me that he was one of the best, if not the best mid laners there, incredibly hyped, probably would be an LCK if BDD wasn't the guy above him, especially with the way BDD played at Worlds. How good is Zinie? Because you played with him in scrims in Korea.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's like the classic, like really good mechanically. I think the worry sometimes when you get like, I mean, he's played for a little bit, but he's like kind of young.
Yeah, a couple years, right?
Yeah, I think he's played like 2 years now. I'm not sure the exact time, but sometimes you expect like young players to not be as smart generally. Like they're mechanically like intense and they make really crazy plays, but then they're not so smart. I actually find that he's really balanced as a player already, which to me is like really impressive, because I was just expecting like, oh, he's like this mechanical genius or something, and we're gonna have to like teach him like advanced concepts about macro or whatever, and like team play and all this stuff. But he seems to be able to tell us what to do in games sometimes, and like tell us where to go, what to play for, how to play around him. We obviously scrimmed with him in Korea. We haven't been scrimming with him yet. We've only been scrimming about 2 days. So I'm excited to see how he is when he's in LA. We have to make sure we take good care of him, obviously, because, as Gryffinn said, being a foreigner is difficult. But obviously he's really good. The main thing for us right now as a team is to make sure that everyone else is on the same page, so that when he comes in and can actually scrim with us, we're ready, How's
language barrier? Probably helped.
He's learning a lot of, like, he was taking English lessons every single day, and he was like asking everyone, what does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? So he's very motivated to learn English, and he's like really trying hard, which was great.
Are you translating much in game? Because Revin and B-Boy speak Korean?
Yeah, B-Boy speaks Korean, Revin speaks Korean, our head coach. But in game, it's like fine. You just ping, and he already understands most of the words anyway. It's kind of easy.
Yeah.
Can I have my opinion on Zinie
keys
as a mid laner?
Yeah, you had to do some language barriers in the past.
No. Sorry.
What do you think about Zinie? Have you played against? Did you play against him when you were in Korea?
They scrimmed.
Oh, hell yeah! Let me know.
Overhyped. Honestly, this is the best way to put it. Like
try to build him up. No. Okay. Why is he overhyped?
I apologize if Fudge, but like I don't even think he's a top half mid laner. Really? I think like mid LCS. Sorry.
What's your top half?
I think it's like Quad should be up there. Quid should be up there. Me, and then what's the Lyon mid laner? Saint. Is my top half.
Okay.
Like, I mean,
I would agree with him with everyone except him.
Yeah.
and put Zinie in that,
Okay.
The Koreans, let's stick to the Korean mid laners.
Like, I don't even think the guy's top half on like my board.
Sure.
And, like, even if you don't include me, I wouldn't consider him top 3 in that board that I listed.
So where you rank him? Like we're talking about like 6, 7, 8.
What is he overrated in? What is he missing?
Well, I think like one thing that actually impressed me about him is his playmaking sense. Like you just have like that sense in games where it's like, if you go here, you're gonna make this play. They're gonna come here, blah blah blah, and then you're gonna get a pentakill, and you're gonna look like a Smurf.
Okay.
Like he had like a little bit of that sense. No, like a decent amount of that sense in our scrims, but everything else was like, it was like, I don't know, just wasn't screaming against a Korean mid. I was screaming against like the Korean mids, like I was screaming at Showmaker, who was completely blasting me in lane. And then I go the next side against Shopify. Oh, nice. Like easy lane. Like we can get a break. It's like a free day.
Fair enough, man. We'll see. I don't go to talk for him. He'll play. Yeah. We're good, bro.
If it's Swiss, so you never know. Maybe you'll play in round 2. It could happen.
I just do.
I was telling Gryffinn it was the combo of like, because of course I face TL. It's like one of us is going to lose into facing one of these two guys.
So very good chance that either you or your old team plays against one of these guys.
We're going to smoke him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty
how bad?
confident.
I mean,
12?
Griffin, you might start off
80%
0-2.
chance?
It might be a 0-2 start off, bro.
Nah, we're
Yeah. How you gonna match up against contracts?
That guy's Master Korea. I don't even want to think about that. I think every time he's gone to Korea, he go to Masters, bro. Just say that name, bro.
What was your peak in Korea solo queue? You were there for like 2 years.
Yeah, I got rank 7 and then rank 12, but rank 7 was early season, so I don't really count that. But yeah,
It's pretty high.
I mean,
Not bad, not bad.
bro was ranked 4,000, bro. I'm joking. I respect contracts. He's my
Bro, I
boy,
was just
so
taking
that's
turns
why.
and shooting on Shopify members.
Yeah.
Jatt,
just
you're
one-
next.
One day,
Just smile and wave.
one by one. I do want to talk about the other teams, but I actually really liked Gryffinn, your answer about what you've improved on, and I'm wondering if I could ask APA and Fudge about that. You had a disappointing year on TL. Your off season was probably pretty crazy, but if you want to talk about off season, go for it. But the bigger question is, what have you been working on? Where do you feel like you needed to improve from last year, and what have you done?
Well, I think because I'm still friends with like everyone on TL.
Yeah.
Like I was messaging them like when they got the draw show happened. I was like, haha, I'm facing you guys. And like I know, of course, like the TL apartments, I was telling them I'm gonna ring their doorbell at like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
But so I was talking with Core a lot going into the off season. And I think like the biggest thing for me was just finding my own like player identity. Because I feel like last year I missed our like team environment with, in my opinion, like how bad it was. It was hard to maintain like a solid player identity. So to me, like the past 3-4 months, however long it's been since we competed again, it's just been like trying to find that literally just my player identity, like trying to see how I visualize the game, how I want to push the game forward, how I want to slow the game down, like how I visualize lanes, and like just coming into a more role where I'm super confident in my vision of the game, and then translating that to my team. And luckily for me, like I'm not dealing with any language barrier issues like I did in 2023. Like everyone just speaks English naturally other than Thanatos, but Thanatos' English is pretty good by now. So like I've been leaning into more of like, not like full shot caller, but like more of a shot calling role on C9 than I definitely was on TL.
Okay.
And just translating like my strong opinion about the game
Right.
to like imply it upon the game. And like I've been, stepping into that role more and more, like as the weeks go on.
Yeah. You were rank 1 for a brief time in solo queue
Yeah.
before Viper with his ability to play like every role and spam ribbon.
I was
asked you
rank 1
again.
and then I was going Korea.
Champions OP.
So I was like,
Yeah.
I didn't bother to maintain it.
Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like when you were at your best on TL, when like the Trist, Jace, like 80 carry meta, you were incredibly good at getting resources. Like you were good in early laning phase, so you'd win your lane, and then you were really good at finding lanes to like pick up a bunch of gold. And then when you had the gold lead, you'd win the team fight. But I feel like when that translated a little bit more internationally, like you were so good at getting gold, but then your use of that gold wasn't nearly at that level. Like I think you probably had some issues in team fighting. How has that been going with C9? And I'm actually really curious when you're saying you're doing more shot calling, like has your vision of the game changed since that time? And then like Thanatos loves gold. Blabber loves farming. I mean, Sven probably is fine playing weak side occasionally.
He's still an ADC, like he loves gold too.
I know that everybody loves gold. Plus he gets extra gold now, so maybe that's going to change things. How is that balance going to work on the team?
Well, I don't think naturally, I think I'm a greedy player, but I think like recently I'm just trying to see the map like as clear as possible, and honestly just go from there. Like sometimes a champ can get resources, sometimes a champ can't get resources.
Right.
Like
So you don't need to be the one to carry the game every time.
Yeah, I mean, like to be honest, like I think C9's, in my opinion, like a top 2 team right now, and we're all should be like top 2 in our role at the moment. So like, if I have a bad game, I've won bad games in scrims just because Thanatos or Sven or Blabber or Vulcan's like smurfing, and like same as them. Like I have smurf games when they've had bad games. So like that's just how it is right now. I think that's like how it is on like when teams are meshing well or are doing good individually. Like you just could win games even when you int, and then like I think a big part of like a flaw of what I had in myself is like mentally wise, I was staying in the game on TL. Like maybe not as much last year, but like years prior, like when I was like more rookie, and now I'm like pretty calm when it comes to that. Just matured a little bit.
Play more games, get more volume.
Played more games, matured.
Yeah.
And so like even when I do fall behind, I'm still talking a lot, like guiding or trying my best to guide the game. Yeah, like I think everyone can be greedy. Like honestly, Thanatos especially is really fucking greedy. But like I've been like having a lot of discussions with him specifically about sideline stuff.
Right.
And just like if you're greedy, you want more gold. This is a wave that you can get. Like, you want more gold, sure, that makes sense. But then why are you giving up this side wave? Like, this is your side wave. We have information where the junglers, the junglers showing top side for some reason. Why are you scared of their top laner when you're up like 2 levels and you're smurfing the game? And it's like, there's your extra gold on the map. Why can't you get this? And like, same with Blabber. Like, I'm playing top side. We can play top camps. Like, Krug spawn in a minute or whatever. We're going to be top side. Why don't we play for the camps? Like, there's no objectives up. Dragons down, Rift Towers down, et cetera, et cetera. So like to tie it all back together, because I've rambled on for a long time, it's always just like I've tried to develop over the past 3-4 months in solo queue and scrims and whatnot, like just my strong idea of the game.
I like
and
it.
Just translating that to everyone else.
Yeah. I really want to get to Fudge, but it's going to be weird if I ask the Blabber question later. So Fudge is
Ask the Blabber question, man. I'm happy to hear about Blabber.
How's Blabber? Because I feel like from a fan or narrative perspective, he had the period from probably 2018 to 2022, 2023, where it's like, holy crap, this guy's like the best player in the league. He's an amazing jungler. And then last year was the first year he like didn't make All Pro in Summer Split. So he had this pretty big fall.
Who was All Pro last year?
Geez, that's a great question.
Inspired River.
Yeah, definitely inspired.
Inspired River and who?
Contract.
It might have been contracts.
It might have been contracts.
I think it was
I
contracts.
don't remember.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely inspired. But just like, how do you feel like it is playing with Blabber? Is he still that player that has just had a few bad games?
He's like, I think he's a pretty good player. Like, I think he's pretty cerebral about the game. I'm sure Fudge knows stories about he'll would be like, oh, we have to play for this crab, and if I don't get this crab, the game is over. And then he would just talk for like 3 minutes about jungle pathing, and like if they get this crab, he loses his raptors, and then if he loses raptors, he loses Krugs, and then if he loses Krugs, he loses wolf somehow, even though it's on the other side of the map. And then suddenly down 2 levels, and like you're lost in the sauce. So he's like still a pretty cerebral player, and like I think mechanically he's pretty well. Like of course as like his mid lane partner, I guess it's very rare I go into a 2v2 with him, and I'm like, fuck man, like if you just landed that, I don't know, Xin W.
Oh, sure.
We would have won. It's just like, oh, that was a pretty stupid 2v2 to take. We probably shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
Type of thing. So I think like the thing with Blabber is he's an attack dog, but like very good mechanically and like can think clearly about the game. But then if he sees an opportunity, he'll take it. And sometimes
if something catches his aggro,
it's not the best opportunity. He'll just suddenly your dog's like 3 yards over with no leash, and it's like, oh shit, I gotta go catch my dog now.
Oh man, did you track Blabber's Korean LP?
I think he was GM, probably.
I think we're all like gem.
Yeah.
I didn't track it. I was just wondering since you're paying so much attention to contracts.
He's just washed. Hey,
Okay.
let's just be honest.
I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure. Okay, Fudge, what have you been working on? Because last year you had, from a fan perspective, a big glow up. I know your stock was low after C9, but I feel like you've completely replenished your reputation into being like a top tier.
Replenish, bro. I got health
Replenish.
Yeah.
But
what have you been working on? Because you say you want to be the best this year.
yeah, I mean, obviously, top lane is about a lot more about laning phase now. So that's been the main focus: is matchup understanding. You can take different combat summoner spells, all that stuff. I'm sure we'll talk about the season after this as well, but it's a big part of it. Obviously, is like laning phase is very important in top lane and in general top and bot lane, I believe. That's been my main focus in game. In terms of like in general like team stuff, I think as a player I can get a bit angry at times in game and lose focus on what's the best play or what should I do next. And that's been my main focus in scrims recently. Is obviously I go for something in scrims, which is a risky play, and I die level 3 to the enemy top laner. And then obviously it can be hard after you feel like you're in a bad spot to think about what's the best play. That's basically my new skill that I'm trying to develop, is refocusing. And I was already decent at it because it's obviously I was on a team that we usually had bad early games and then came back, right?
Yeah.
We were already pretty good at that, but I think in terms of the actual quality of the practice, that's the most important thing for us to do as a team, not just me, but as a team, to refocus after a bad play. Because you're going to go for bad plays in scrims, you're going to make mistakes, and then making the rest of the game still useful and trying to get to that team fight in mid-game where you're both 2 items and they're 2 items and a half, that kind of stuff, is important to make the day useful.
Yeah.
That's been my main focus out of, like, in terms of, like, the emotional aspect of the game. In-game has obviously been, like, how do I play this matchup? That's been my main focus.
Man, I have a total non sequitur question. I'm sorry if you don't want to answer this.
Go ahead.
The start of your career, in NA at least, you had like a bad spring split-ish.
Lock-in tournament in spring.
Bad lock-in tournament.
Yeah. And spring, I started
No,
spring.
you did. Your Relia was really sick that one game when you solo killed Alfari. But and then lost in game 5. But then like by the end of the year and your performance in MSI, you're like one of the best players on the team. And you had like this really quick glow up. Long-winded story because there's a weird connection between everyone. You used to be on C9, he's on C9. You lived with LS. LS was your coach.
Right.
Did playing mid lane for a year screw up your ability to play top lane? Because I feel like you had this like amazing top lane trajectory. Then you played mid lane and you're like trying to off roll and you're also trying to do like all the LS things where it's like I'm going to take all the econ runes, like first strike, free boots. Like you're
like
not even not just
like
when you're playing mid lane, you're also playing mid lane a different way.
Right.
And then like that falls apart, and you're like, okay, I guess I'll go back to top lane. And I think once you did that, you ended up being like the glue guy for so many. Like, okay, I won't pick the good matchup. I'll just play what the team needs.
Right.
And I think I've heard you talk in the past about how like over time you lost your killer instinct a bit and you kind of gotten that back recently. But I'm just wondering, like, have you reflected at all about that time on mid lane? And like, was this a huge mistake to play mid?
I would say it's less about mid lane, but more so about like where I was at in like life in general. Okay. Like, I feel like I lost focus on the game a bit during like 2022, middle of 2022. I started being more like social, doing things that aren't to do with League and just like, I don't know, talking to girls, whatever, just hanging out with friends. And then obviously, like, you know, you get distracted a little bit. You start focusing on the game. League wasn't my number 1 priority, I would say. Like, or it was still a number 1 priority, but it wasn't like the only thing I had. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean for sure.
And I think that's how it was for pretty much most of the 2022 summer period till last year. And I think last year is when I like was like, all right, it's like really enough, you know, like just play the game. And that's when I started playing the game more, obviously. And I think I improved. I made it the main thing, like the only thing basically in my life. And that's now I'm here. Yeah, it's difficult, obviously. It's sacrifice. You know, you can't have as much fun at night with your friends on Discord or something. You have to play solo queue, but you know, I want to do it. And
awesome.
And I like regained that. It's kind of like the natural urge to play solo queue instead, or to think about the game, or to watch VODs. That natural urge, I think, came back after a couple of years.
Yeah, there is a difference when it becomes your only thing. Like, you're dreaming about it. You're like out on a walk, and you're like thinking about how the matchup works.
You're in bed thinking about the matchup that you played in scrims, you know, that kind of thing. So yeah,
that's really cool. Okay, we need to talk about other teams.
Wonderful.
My favorite.
Let's stop talking about us, guys. We're being so narcissistic.
We don't need to talk about all the other teams. But I know Team Liquid and Lyon have a lot of story. I want to start with Lyon because to me, they are like the biggest banger bust, feast or famine team. When I just think about the way that that combination could work. We gassed up Inspired so much last year of being this like amazing godlike player. It's like, surely if he's that good, then his team should win again, right? Because Berserker and Saint have great mechanics. I heard that you were screaming with Simuno, which makes me not super confident about his visa situation. I know nothing's been announced yet.
Oh, no, the Lion announced it.
He's good?
Lion
Like 2 hours ago?
Oh, that's awesome. It's through?
No, his visa's not there. He's cooked. Lion announced.
We saw Dokla on stage doing the...
So who's their top laner?
Dokla.
I missed it.
Yeah, he was doing the draw show. Dokla was doing the draw show.
Oh, then it's announced.
Oh, sick. I haven't seen that either.
Yeah. He's back. Big
Damn,
jokes.
this is
Big
cool.
jokes.
I'm going to totally tangent here because this is from the stupid stats I was pulling, Fudge, and this is near and dear to your heart.
Go ahead.
And it's a very unfair stat for Dokla, but I have to...
What, you
I have to find it. No. So you know how like gold at 15 is a stat we use all the time?
Yeah.
Yeah. I did cumulative gold at 15 for the year. So it's not like an average. It's like, how much gold were you down? Dokla only played in like 20 games. And I think he was like third last.
As in, like, he was like
negative gold,
almost the worst player in terms of
Correct.
gold at 15.
Yes.
Despite playing less games than majority of the players.
In all roles?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
To be fair, he was weak side all the time.
Yeah.
River Quid only played together. They were diving FBI's lane, and his team fighting was still good. But it's just, it stood out to me a little bit.
I mean, I think he's good personally. I don't really.
So that's the thing. I think he's good too, but he was really far behind the lane. Like part of his strength, I think, was the fact that he was always useful in team fights and really good at playing weak side.
Didn't he kill Ben or something?
That makes that team really interesting. He could actually be really good on a team with Berserker and Saint.
Yeah.
Because they're so resource heavy.
Yeah.
I know this is supposed to be pros. I should stop talking about Lyon. What do you guys think about this Lyon team? Saint inspired. How's it going to mix?
See, I think like the current narrative is like they're the team that's waiting to Mento boom.
That is the
like,
narrative.
I mean, it can be true, but it also can be true for literally every other team in the league.
Yep.
Like, just to be completely honest. So I don't know how much like anyone should be banking on that. Like, personally, I'm not banking on like Saint inspired, like having a fist fight in playoffs for me to win the split.
Yeah.
So like,
It's a bad
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a great bet. Yeah.
so like I don't think they're going to meant to boom. I think also if it's like a narrative that's this overblown, they've probably heard about it, and like even if they're not like full on addressing it, they're at least like thinking about it in the back of their mind. Like, this can't be the downfall of our team. But I think like as a team, like they should have a pretty good base level. Like I think all their players like are pretty good. Like to me, the question mark is Isles, but like I think the other 4 core is like pretty good in my opinion. So like I think they should be like a top 3 team, and it just depends on how much like their ideas on the game mesh. Because I don't really know much about Berserker or Saint, and like I know like a little bit about Dokla and like a little bit about Isles, but like I have of course never worked with them. Yeah. So it's like it's one of those
and you probably
teams,
haven't scrimmed them yet because they've had so many issues.
We scrimmed them once in Korea, and like C9 did well for some, but it's also like I think one of their first scrim sets ever. So who knows? I think they should have like a high base level. Is just where's their ceiling at? Is the answer I don't know. And like I think the whole narrative about them momentum booming is like
a little overblown.
It's just definitely overblown. Like for sure some of their players can have like hot heads, but like half the league is probably a hot head. Like you heard Fudge talking about a little bit earlier. He gets really mad. Like I get really mad. I'm sure like Griffin's gonna get BTFO'd in one game in scrim, like punch his monitor or something.
I never done that.
So like I think that narrative is overblown, but I think they should be like one of the top competitors this year, if not this, or this split, and not if not this year.
Yeah, I need to finish my stat because I brought it up without numbers.
Go ahead, man.
All right, yeah. So the negative leaderboard, this is across the league, cumulative gold difference at 15. Licorice was the worst, negative 8,700 gold. Okay. And he only played like half the year. Contract, second place. Did play a lot of games. So per game, it's very unfair to him.
Yeah.
Abadage, it's negative 7,400. Dokla, negative 7,200. Only played 22 games. Palafox, 6,400. Tomo, 6,400. Surdy, 6,200. Sniper, 5,600. Then there are more players.
Where am
it's
I, bro?
Interesting. I don't know.
I think I'm probably
not
close.
on that list. You might be.
Yeah, I'm probably close though.
I don't know. Just when I read the names on that, I'm like, a lot of these guys had bad years.
Yeah,
like, so Dokla is like the exception to that, just because as soon as he joined the team, they went from last place to first. So surely it wasn't like he was doing.
Oh yeah, no, he's
badly.
definitely good. Like team play wise, obviously his laning phase is not his strong suit. Like Thanatos, Morgan will definitely be way better in lane, and of course I believe I will be better in lane. But he's a good team player, and maybe it will actually work better than Zamudo. Who knows? I do think Zamudo is better than him in the laning phase, but obviously Dokla's. I think Dokla is a little bit smarter about the game in general. So we'll just have to see how their team shapes up. Obviously, I actually think they're probably going to be the hardest team to play against by the end of the year. I do think they have the highest ceiling as a team.
I think they have a really high ceiling as well. What are your thoughts on Inspired Gryffinn? Real answer. He can't be washed.
To be honest, I think they were meant to move. But
Okay,
I don't
yeah,
know.
sure.
Like,
Yeah,
I'm not sure. Like, yeah, I'm not really sure.
Have you interacted with Inspired much? Because I know Inspired talked with LS, and you probably still talk with LS.
Yeah, no, actually, last split a decent bit. He would watch my games, and I would actually reach out to him for like personal like opinions
Nice.
about like jungle. Now, obviously, I can't do that because he's like a competitor.
You could try.
I mean, maybe
Still can.
he still
Like,
could try.
they'll probably still respond.
a bunch of the mids.
Yeah, but obviously, generally speaking, I mean, obviously, Inspired is really smart about the game.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if you just see the way he ever talks about the game, like,
Yeah.
he's gonna be really fun to compete against for sure. And no, I mean, I don't know how they will do. Obviously, I think this split, there's actually a lot of interesting teams where I feel like it's actually kind of hard for me to think what team will be like good at each stage of the year, let's say.
Okay.
But no, I'm excited to play against Inspired. I do think Lyon might have like a mental move, but just because I think their players like tilt easily, but maybe they don't and they go crazy. You know, you never know really. I feel like it's really hard to judge from our let's play perspective how
Yeah, it is.
teams will mesh and like how personalities will mesh, without like being inside the team directly, right? So yeah, it'll just be interesting to see.
My power rankings for lock-in would be different than my power rankings by the end of the year. Because you were saying you think they're going to scale,
Yeah.
but you maybe not at the start.
Yeah, I mean, mainly because they're not really able to scrim right now, from my understanding. But
Yeah, Berserker's not here,
Yeah.
as far as I know.
Yeah.
Won't be here until cutting it close.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What if? Can we do power rankings real quick?
I mean,
sure, man.
Yeah?
Sure. I hate
Sure.
doing power rankings personally,
you?
but we can do them.
I mean, just highest chance of just lock-in. We're going to start with
Lock-in?
lock-in. We're just going to do lock-in. C9-1. My logic.
we can stop there.
Yeah.
Let's go home.
Actually,
Feel free to disagree.
Go ahead, man.
You know, give your reasons. The point is pros, but I'm just starting the conversation. C9-1 because least roster turnover and Kespa Cup and bootcamp.
Yeah, we do have a head start, to be fair to everyone else.
Yeah, you have a head start. Number 2 is hard for me because I wanted to put TL
I think Teal also has a head start.
because of the
too,
head
Kespa.
start. It was mainly because of the head start. But I'm unsure how Quid, Jose, Morgan. It's a lot of moving pieces to push together at the same time.
That's fair.
Yeah. Then the next 2 are Lyon and Shopify in that order.
Come on, man. What about my boy?
where's Flyquest?
What
It
about my
depends.
boy over
It
here? He
depends
didn't
how
even
good.
react. He didn't hear you.
Inspire was MVP, Player of the Year.
Oh, I mean, inspired
See,
me.
it was good.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Yeah. But I'm not sure about Inspired. I think he burned out like crazy at the end of last year. And if he's,
But I think that could also be due to like mental rather than actual like burnout from league.
could be.
Because like, I mean, coming from a rough environment,
Yeah,
I also burned out, but I still played a lot of league.
absolutely.
Like even after the split ended. So
Yeah.
like
Then
it
I'll
can
go.
literally just be mental.
I mean, because you're here, I'll go Flyquest 5.
Yeah. But I mean, I honestly don't mind. Because like I said, I think having lower expectations, you have less pressure on yourself.
Yeah.
And I think as rookies, that's good. Like you
Yeah.
would want to be able to improve, and have like the ability to feel like your expectations are low, and then you only can go up. You know. So yeah.
And then the bottom 3 is always hard to get like super analytical about, but Sentinels, because they actually have a lot of good players.
what is their roster? I actually don't know the roster.
It's
Impact, Hambak,
yeah,
Rahel, Hui.
Yeah.
So 4
Pretty good.
Koreans.
Yeah.
They might be
It's
better
very
than. They
green.
might be better than.
Shopify.
Might be
Flyquest.
better than that guy over there.
Yeah, interesting little tier list.
He's Korean.
It'll be hard.
careful.
It'll be hard to judge just based off of lock-in too, because like it's Swiss, so the schedule is going to be everything.
Yeah,
We won't really know anything until like the end of.
Also, it's
split
really
2.
short, right? Like it's only.
Yeah. I mean, it's like 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah, 3 weeks of regular season, 3 weeks of
I mean,
playoffs,
that's
right?
6 weeks. Yeah. The raw number of games is decent. Like it's
Oh.
twice as many games as Split 1 last year.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Split 1 last
best
year was
of threes,
very
right?
short.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's best of 3s. But you'll only play like weekend 1. You're only going to play the 1 best of 3, and then weekend
I feel
2
like
you're
for
playing
me,
another best
Jatt,
of 3. Yeah.
It's like Lyon and Fly are like dark horse rosters in the sense of
Lions is dark horse.
yeah, no, I'm serious.
I guess so.
In
Yeah.
the sense of like, I don't know if they're going to be insane now, like you guys and Lyon, but just feel like they can scale incredibly hard. Like after scrimming Gakkos when he was on Flyquest last year, I felt like, I don't know, you're few
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Fudge, I felt like he was pretty good, like mechanically. Like I never spoke with him about the game, but I'm sure he at least took some thing from like learning from them last year, and like I still have pretty high opinion of Quad and Masu. Like I think like they were probably undersold for how good they were last year because they had like probably best top, best jungle, best support for most of the year. So like I still have a pretty high opinion on them, and then like high opinion on Gakkos. So like I think you two and Lyon would just be dark horses or scout throughout the year, but I'm not sure how good you guys are now. I think like to me the immediate favorites should be C9, TL, and like Shopify, even just because like low roster turnover. Like of course Zinie's new, but do you know how to play with contracts and Bvoy and Seos and them likewise? And like plugging in one position isn't the most difficult. Like as it is seen for C9, like everyone in C9 knows how to play with each other because they've played with each other for years at this point now.
I have a really dumb Gakko story. When we were into Dallas finals, I was walking across the street to Starbucks. Terrible walk. Like you had to walk across the highway and there was like all these off ramps and you were waiting at lights. He's very confident. I'd say very foolish though. He just like walked straight across when there was a no walk sign. Clearly he was fine. But I mean, like just let this be like he might not be warding properly or checking the minimap because he wasn't worried about that on the highway.
Tunnel vision.
A little bit of tunnel vision in life might apply to game. So I think that's it for the teams. I want to talk a little bit about the gameplay updates. I want to give you guys some time back because I know you've been here for like an hour already. You're all 3 different roles. So I'm going to start with Fudge. Top lane role quests. Or just the meta in general.
So OP. I play mid lane, by the way.
I mean, mid lane is
I play jungle, by the way. No, top lane is pretty OP.
Okay.
Obviously, XP is crazy. You're up like a level or 2. If you're going 10 CS per minute, not missing CS, not missing waves, then you're just going to be naturally up like a level and a half on everyone in the game by like mid game.
So is that something you go for then because of the bonus experience? Are you like a greedier player because you're getting bonus experience?
I mean, you make value judgments in game. Obviously, there's cases where it's good to go for waves. It's not good to go for waves, right? Obviously, and also with the Phaelites now, it makes it very hard to gank. So counter pick top lane. Also because of the combat spells being able to be taken now, where you have TP in mid game where you can take combat spells.
Are you taking a lot of combat spells?
It depends on the matchup, obviously. Okay. If you pick something like, I don't know, you pick Darius now, going Flash Ghost, you'll have TP mid game. You can go Flash Ignite on Renekton now and like versus Gnar, for example. You know, like these kind of matchups where if you had to go TP, which you did in the past, or you didn't have to, but it was much better. It was a little harder to play. Now it makes it a lot more spicy, obviously, but also it's harder to gank. So it just makes laning more important. It makes counter pick more important.
The top lane Phaelite's so broken. You just ward and then you see
you ward and you're ungankable, basically, right? So
like if you die to a gank as a top laner, it's so embarrassing.
They have to play like Evelyn or something to get through. So top lane is more laning, which is great.
Because you actually... historically, you've been really good at breaking down lane matchups.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's the reason why every top laner wanted to play top lane. They just want to 1v1, you know?
Yeah.
So that's what it's like now. If you win 1v1, you're up 2 levels in the enemy top laner. It's really hard for the enemy team to help the enemy top laner. And you just stomp the game, it feels like. You have more control, for sure.
Jungle. Are Phaelites annoying you? Do you have less agency to carry? Or is it better?
Honestly, jungle... I feel like, I mean, the quest didn't really add too much. You get like some extra gold and some extra
Smite's a little better.
Smite's a little bit better.
Objectives.
Camps are actually also tankier. So jungle in general, I think actually now it seems like it's good for me because it seems like it's less, it's just like farming junglers.
Okay.
Which I kind of like farming junglers because I like having agency.
Who doesn't like farming junglers?
Yeah. So I'm having fun right now. I'm feeling good. I'm pretty happy. Even though I think jungle generally is weaker. I think it covered more of my like weaknesses and like amplified my strengths. So I think I personally like the changes. Yeah.
How do you work around Phaelites as just like someone who's struggling to work around Phaelites in the jungle?
I mean, you can kind of dodge it, but like most of the time, like I'd say better right now, like for jungle is you kind of have to farm. So it's like harder to gank. And your camps are tankier, so you have to really be kind of efficient. But yeah, I think you just have to be efficient.
Does it change the paths you take to gank? Do you lane gank more? Or are there different
I can't leak.
Yeah.
You're trying to get that. I don't think it's... Honestly, it's kind of just similar. I feel like jungle. Like, I don't feel that much changes.
I think jungle's like honestly the same. Like jungle and support are like
it doesn't feel that different.
Same shit, different skin.
Yeah, your quest doesn't really do that much. It's just like, I'd say generally compared to last year. I mean, last year was kind of farming meta too, but generally speaking, it's like camps are just tankier. Ganking is harder, so you just have to farm more and like kind of just team fight again. Like,
Yeah.
and if you get a good team fights, yeah, you win.
When was the last time jungle wasn't farming meta? 2018?
I have no idea. I'm not gonna lie. I don't
Maybe
think I
like
was
13?
old enough, but I
Whatever
think
the Camille meta was, like
That
Camille
was-
jungle.
Like IG's Worlds?
Yeah.
2018. It's been like 6 years.
I will say though, I don't know if it's just, like just a feeling. Like I don't really have like too definitive like opinion of this, but I feel like junglers got a lot better at just being efficient.
Yeah.
And teams got a lot better at playing around junglers, because I felt like in the past it was more like junglers would try to play for laners, but I feel like people just got better at the game and realized like you kind of have to play around the junglers timers,
I agree.
and all that stuff. So I think that's also a reason why it just became more meta to play like this. So yeah,
Yeah. CEO of full clear is also like the correct way to play the game
yeah,
for the
in a way.
majority of.
As long as you don't overdo it. But yeah,
Yeah. What about mid lane?
Mid lane, like the biggest thing is what? Just the boots,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, to be fair, in my opinion, the boots are pretty broken. It's like when you have like the Merc Treads, for example, like chain lace crushers, I think is what they're called.
Yeah.
Versus, like a Syndra or an Akali, it feels like you can just never hit either of them. And then, like Ionians, I don't even know what that item is.
Yeah,
up
it's
there
interesting.
called.
It's kind of hard to remember them all because people learned what the upgraded boots were last year from feats, but the mid laner boots are like kind of the same, but just a little bit weaker versions of all of those boots.
Yeah.
So
So I think like, the boot upgrade is literally just nice.
yeah.
yeah.
That's kind of about it. Like anytime I'm playing for like mid lane quest, I'm just playing for like the boots.
Yeah.
I mean the boots feel strong, but like I'd rather have like the
XP.
top lane EXP.
Yeah.
What's
And-
the strength of the roles now, do you think? I mean, solo queue and pro are probably different, but if
Well, I
last
think
year, like,
jungle and support are like kind of the same roles in my opinion.
Okay.
Like a little bit changed, but I think like top, in my opinion, is strongest. Then it's like mid the second, then ADC is like either the worst or the best. Yeah.
so is that in terms of role quest or in terms of the strength of the role? Because I'm actually more curious in like
both in my opinion. Like I think like both go hand in hand.
So top lane is the strongest role in the game right now.
It's either top lane or like if the ADC plays really well and the team plays around the ADC really well, because they get so much gold and like crit does more damage now. Like sometimes you'll see an ADC just one hit everyone, but then sometimes they're still an ADC. They're just gonna die to that random Akali that you have on your team or random Renekton with Ignite. So yeah, but then every game I just see Thanatos like level 15 and like enemy ADC's level 12.
Yeah.
He'll flash in their forehead
And they're gone.
and
Yeah.
they're gone.
All right, what do you two think?
To be honest, I think jungle I still feel so OP, but I think every role, like I think they did a good change, because I feel like top lane always lacked agency, generally speaking. So now they're making it so you can actually like 1v1 and build yourself a lead if you're gapping the enemy top laner.
Right.
But for me, I think all roles feel like pretty strong.
I think gold is just more available to everyone with like all the plates and such.
Yeah. Faster minion waves, I think, in the
Faster
mid
mini
late
waves, so it's
game.
like easier to have higher CS
Yeah.
and then plates.
Yeah.
So there's just more gold available if you're playing the game well and you're winning your lane. Like especially in solo queue, you can snowball really hard. You take top lane turret,
Yeah.
TV bot, take bot lane turret, and then suddenly you're up 2 levels and up an item, and the game's just over.
So Fudge, are you the most broken role in the game now, or do you think it's the jungler or the mid laner?
I mean, I wouldn't say like the most broken. I would say, like Gryffinn said, it's more balanced. But obviously, I'm a top laner. I'm biased. I don't want to like give myself too much credit. If you're a better top laner than the enemy top laner, it feels like you can really gap them now. That's like the biggest difference for me. Is like if you're ahead in lane, it feels like they can't play the game. Like obviously because of the vision, and also just feels like junglers just have less timers now generally.
Does this mess with? There's new side selection rules this year too.
I don't know the point of this. I'm going to start off.
You don't get it at all?
I don't understand why this is a
we
change.
tried it a little bit in our scrims, but it's like even when we would be blue side with second pick or red side with first pick, I was like, it just feels like I'm playing red side.
So the point of it, I didn't have anything to do with this change. I pitched this change in like 2012. Because
2012.
I pitched this change in 2012 when I joined Rise.
It came out of the
Gryffinn, what are we
womb,
doing
bro.
in
Yeah,
2012?
Oh my god, bro!
Yeah,
I was doing.
I was a QA analyst. They couldn't do it on the tech side at the time, and then it got punted down the road. But like, even in pro play, blue side has a 55% win rate for like the last 10 years. That's crazy. That's like the most broken champion in the game has like a 54% win rate. Right?
Yeah.
So like clearly something's going on.
Yeah.
Is it the map geometry
I think
or
that
is
was
it the
pick.
draft?
Yeah.
Right? That's
it's
the
probably
question
both,
that it's
right?
trying to answer. And now every team needs to do the
we'll
analysis
figure it out. Yeah.
of like, is the camera angle on red side, even for a pro player, just bad? Because like, at least in the past, low elo, for sure it mattered a lot. Like any skill shot champ on red side, if you're not like experienced at the game, it's so much harder than blue side. But I mean, as skill improved, that difference got smaller.
Yeah.
But does that matter? Like the position of Baron Pit, the position of Dragon Pit, right? Like which one, and is that more important than top lane 5th pick, right?
Right.
So
I mean,
that's the
obviously the map parts. I actually think like the neutral objective banana bush position is like it's kind of even based off like what happens in the game. I do think the blue side advantage is bot lane tribush mainly. Obviously top lane doesn't have 2 paths that you can gank from compared to or like that you can come from or escape from. I do think blue side's slightly favored for that, but it's like kind of doesn't matter in my head. Just my opinion.
Yeah. So right now you're choosing between.
It's
first
just
pick or
really
last
confusing. It's like we're blue side, but we're 2nd pick, and then people are like, what's happening, guys?"
I guess
I'm sure we'll get used to it. It's our first 2 days. We're just like
Yeah.
getting used to it, obviously. But I'm just like, is this really?
I mean, it probably also is just like a meta dependent thing, especially with it like fearless.
Yeah. I mean, but traditionally, at least going back last year, like when I was coaching, I just liked blue side because it was easier to prepare. Right, like you can control the draft better as the blue side team,
First pick,
and that's still going to be true, unless top lane counter pick just becomes amazing. Or I think you guys probably experienced this last year. Later in Fearless, sometimes red side just got better because you're no longer preparing and controlling the draft in blue side because you have like 5 minutes to prep. But that's going to be really interesting. I think that's a change that could end up being hard useless, or could end up being kind of cool.
I think my take right now is like blue side with 2nd pick will probably become pretty broken. But that's like,
But you don't get both choices, right? So
yeah.
I suppose, yeah. Like
Yeah,
if
that's
you
the
can
point,
manage
like-
to get blue side with 2nd pick,
sure.
in my opinion, that should be like the strongest combination. But like,
Oh god,
if I
that even
choose-
messed me up just now. Blue side with 2nd pick.
if
Yeah.
I choose blue side, then like you guys would probably just choose
2nd pick.
2nd pick.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
As a top laner, because blue side,
Yeah. You get 2nd pick as in your last pick.
Yeah, your last.
Yeah, like
I know.
Yeah.
But blue side has a 55% win rate historically, and we just said it's probably not about the map. So doesn't that make first pick better? I know
Well,
last
as
pick
a top
always,
laner,
it feels like you're going to
as the top laner, give me counter pick.
I know.
So obviously, but yeah, there's arguments for the. I do think like the prep is a big thing. Obviously,
Yeah.
first pick does matter, and even in Fearless, usually it comes down to like, oh, there's only a couple champs left, and they have to ban these champs on red
Sure.
side. So blue
Yeah.
side of first pick, we'll no longer call it blue side. We'll call it first
Yeah,
pick from now on.
We have
First
to.
pick was quite good in general because of that. I just don't. I mean, I guess it's an experiment. Who knows? Maybe the map actually does make a big difference, and
Yeah.
in my head, it just doesn't feel like it. Maybe it's just because I'm a top lane. I do know that our bot lane seems to think that blue side is broken because of the map
Oh,
and like the way jungle paths around it.
Okay.
I remember them saying that a lot.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's just cope.
it could be
Who
cool.
knows?
Yeah. I think calling it first pick and last pick is better than first pick and 2nd pick.
Yeah.
In my
That's
head-
what we came to in scrims today. Actually, is
Okay.
Yeah, coach said last pick, not 2nd pick.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's last pick.
I'm sorry for the theory, but like I've thought a lot about this and I just want to get your take real quick. Like the first pick is really good, but I feel like the 1-2 almost like exposes you. Like it's tough because you have to do the blind pick on red
Right.
side so often. So if this still doesn't work, like if let's just say first pick is still really broken, I think the next step would be like a 1-1, 2-2. Then last pick gets way more powerful, I think. Unless you're just stacking
Yeah,
power picks now
I mean,
on first pick side.
It also just depends on meta, no?
Yeah, it does.
Like, what did the blind pick
I
of
think
champs
also
want to?
like, isn't it just most teams like choose blue side?
Yes.
Like if I have side selection,
and also the
like
better
most-
teams get
yeah,
choice.
that's what I mean. Like
a
the
lot of
better
time.
team got side selection, and traditionally they always just choose blue side.
Yeah, but even in regular season when it's balanced, like in all the regular seasons when it's like half your games are blue side, half your games are red side, or half your games are choice, half your games aren't your choice, blue side would still almost always be around 55%, which is interesting. Anyway, I think that's it for this episode of Pros
What about Griffin's? Wait. We need to get
yeah.
Griffin's opinion on this.
on draft.
Blue side, red side,
How
first
cerebral?
pick, last pick.
How much do you think about draft?
I don't care.
Okay.
I just want to jungle.
Okay.
We're done.
I mean, junglers often blind pick.
Or just says lock me in
That's true.
Bessa. And
The jungle is just locking in useless
Yeah.
champ and moving on.
Bessa
Just
starts
let me
scrolling
play.
Twitter again.
Yeah, give
Let
me
me play,
Griffin.
bro.
Pick Ribbon.
Okay, that's it for Pros. LCS lock-in is going to be up not this coming weekend, but the weekend after.
24th, right?
Yep.
24th?
Wait, do we know who plays
24th.
what days?
Do we know who
Yes,
plays what days?
We should know by tonight.
Okay.
It will be announced by the time this comes out.
Okay, bet.
So we definitely do. And you'll have to check lolesports.com.
It's on the card.
On the card,
Oh my God, my host.
Okay.
we
quick
know right
schedule.
now. Saturday, January 24th, C9TL, Sentinels, DSG. First game,
Wow.
APA versus former team. That's
That's
super
good for
hype.
me. Nice.
Then, Battle of
Sunday.
the Pros
Sunday.
Middle Couch. Flyquest Shopify.
Oh, we're first?
I'm going to find a better name for that. Yeah, your first matchup on Sunday.
It's prefer to be
And then
first, right?
Lion Dig second.
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, because then you can catch the EU audience too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. The EU audience? Oh,
Because it gets too late
They
for them
stay
by
up.
the second
yeah.
game.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Okay. We're done.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.